Hello racing fans and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best, bet with WSB. I trust that you're having a fair week wherever you're playing on World Sports Betting, as there's always action on the website, be it horse racing, sport, numbers, and you can go on with the casino as well. But it's horse racing that we concentrate on Trackside. And this weekend, well, what is happening? Well, it is the Scottsville's massive race meeting for this season. It is their feature race day, featuring a group one of Jackpots. It is the Alan Robertson, the Group 1, the Gold Medallion, a Group 1 for the juveniles, both those races. Then the South African Filly Sprints and the Golden Horse Sprinter. It is just a sweetener for the guys out there. Really nice to see them put this on. It's 1 million carryover to that jackpot with those 4 Group 1 races, and that estimated pool is going to be 3 million rand. And then on Sunday, we race at Kenilworth. But we're going to concentrate on Saturday's race meeting, where I've picked out 4 horses, and we're going to give you a covered jackpot with those 4 runners. But all will begin in race number 1. So away we go with our 4 horses to follow. And race number 1 is over 1,400 meters. And I think this horse for sure, I'm hoping, will be a for sure thing on Saturday, because this daughter of Wiley Hall, she's had 3 runs. She was a no-show when she debuted in Cape Town, and then they gave her a break, a short break, brought her here to KZN, and first up in KZN, I really took note of that run when she ran 4th over 1,200 meters. That was down the lane at Scottsville. And then next time out, wow, that was improvement over that 1,400 meter trip. Whilst we know that she showed huge improvement from run 1 to run 2, I really like the way she handled it around the turn over 7 furlongs. Sipasiste Sleng were partnered at that day. She was one of 2 fillies in the race that Glenn Cotson sent out. He had the more fancied runner called Winter Frolic that ran towards the back of the field. But this filly, she sat midfield for most of the way, and she was making good progress over the final 200 meters behind Fibonacci, that won well from the Vaughan Marshall stable. And then if you watch racing midweek at Greyville, there were 2 runners to come out of that form line, and they ran 1st and 5th. It was Nelson Bay that won for Peter Muscat, and King of Seville that came from that same form line, running a decent 5th. So that form line's looking good. It's looking bright, and I just feel that this draw now, with the engagement of Richard Fareed and the fact that she's back against fillies and mares company, against this type of field, if she just picks off from where she left off last time out, I personally think it'll be take a good horse to beat her. She's got the experience now, having raced over the course and distance. She's got the draw. She's got a man that's in tremendous form up, and I'm sure she will be a popular choice for many in race number 1. And I'm hoping that she will get us off to a flying start on Trackside. Race 1, horse number 1 for sure. Then we move straight into the feature races, and the next of our horses to follow comes up in race number 5. It's the Alan Robertson Championship. It's a Group 1 for the 2-year-old fillies, and this is over 1,200 meters. And a horse that's caught my imagination very early in her career is the full sister to Clouds Unfold, number 10, Winter Cloud. After her debut run, which was a pleasing introduction to her career, she's just gone from strength to strength. She won a maiden, she won the Group 3 Cape Nursery, and then first up here in KZN, they took her to Scottsville, which is a tricky track first time out, and she made it look very, very easy when winning the Group 3 Stilicia Stakes. Her form lines down in Cape Town has held up very well. The most notable to come out of her form line is a stable companion, Distant Winter, that's come out to win the Winter Nursery. And from her run in the Stilicia, well, Bomber Girl has won, and Secret Identity has come out to win very well. So our form lines are looking good. A huge plus is that she's had the experience of having had the 1 run there against horses that will be having their first start at Scottsville. I liked her, from the day I saw her win that maiden. And as I mentioned, she just seems to be getting better and stronger with racing. And she takes on the best that KZN and Gauteng has to offer and I'm of the opinion that whatever beats her will win. Number 10, Winter Cloud. Then on to the South African Filly Sprint, which is race number 7. And this is brought to you by The Witness. It's over 1,200 meters, and I see it's for a stake of 750,000, of which the winner will take home 468,750 rand. So it's a good payday if you win this. And I'm going for the obvious horse, the horse that many will be looking towards on the day as a banker, and that's number 1, Princess Keller. She's been kind to the show. We've tipped her a few times when she's arrived, and she's just been faultless once she's joined the Sean Terry stable. She's had 5 runs for Sean, for 3 wins, and I'm just looking at her wins. Her wins have been in the Southern Cross Stake, the Scepter Stakes, the Senior Santa, all Group 2 races, and she'll be hoping to build and add on to that, because last season we saw her win her first Group 1, which was her Serene Highness, the Empress Club Stakes, and I'm hoping that she can add a Group 1 as a 5-year-old to a CV, and it's an impressive CV when you look at it in black and white. She's an 8-time winner with 9 places from her 20 starts. The only 2 times she's finished out the money, she's run 5th. Now that was in the World Sports Betting Met and the Cape Flying Championship, where she's run 5th in both those races. That said, when you look at an entire profile from start to now with regards to her career, beside her winning on debut and winning that maiden and another race where she was in a Pinnacle Stakes, the balance of her races, they've only raced in Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3 company. So she's been racing against the best of the best throughout her career. And I just feel that this race looks tailor-made for her. She does top the best weighted column. The closest in the best weighted column is the obvious danger, which is number 10, Desert Miracle. But I think Desert Miracle will no doubt have this filly to beat number 1, Princess Keller, who I'm hoping can go and win it for us here on Trackside in race number 7. Then on to the main event of the day. I say the main event because this is the race, one of the premier sprint races in the country, the Golden Horse Sprint, and it's over 1,200 meters. And what a race this is going to turn out to be. I think if you're not in the camp of the horse that I've selected, then you're going to have to look for horses here, or maybe one other horse that I think could be the danger when we go through my jackpot. You'll see I've just gone at 2 horses here, but the horse is number 14, Gimme a Prince, a 5-time winner with 3 seconds from 9 runs, 2 runs as a juvenile for a win, 2 runs as a 3-year-old for 2 wins. And he hasn't been straightforward with regards to his training career. You just have a look at the breaks that the stable have given him. But as a 4-year-old, he's just been a solid horse. You can't fault his form. He's had 5 runs for 2 wins in 3 seconds. And yeah, I'm just looking at the way he arrived here back in the province last time out, and the race that he was put into was a highly competitive independent on Saturday drill horse stakes, where he did not have the draw. That was the obvious concern for the stable and for his followers when he was drawn 12 out of the 14 runners that went to post. And I'm going to say that he was unlucky that day. He didn't get the run of the race. He came flying at the business end of the race. He found one better on the day, and taking nothing away from Triple Fortune, who is a serious racehorse, but he did finish best of the rest. Now he drops to 1,200 meters. No issues with that. We saw him down in Cape Town win over 1,000 meters when winning the Cape Flying Championship. Keegan DeMello rates his horse very highly. The form that he brings into the race, and if you missed that interview that I did with Keegan DeMello during the midweek race meeting at Greyville, I did quiz him about his rides to come or the day, and he was beaming with confidence when he spoke about this horse, number 14, Gimme a Prince. So the confidence is there from the jockey. I'm sure the stable will be very confident going into the race. And although he's carrying 60 kgs and, you know, the field is getting weight from him, I think he's earned this rating, and he's a serious sprinter, number 14, Gimme a Prince. And whatever beats him, I'd say, would win the 2023 renewal of the Golden Horse Sprint. So we've got our 4 horses to follow, races 1, 5, 7, and 8. I said that I'm going to do a jackpot because of that R1,000,000 carryover. I've jotted one down, and this we'll call the cover jackpot. You can play my horses that I've gone for in the Alto Come as bankers, but I've just thought we'd go with a cover jackpot. And in the first leg of that jackpot, where I strongly fancy number 10, Winter Cloud, obviously we have to respect the best from Gauteng, and the best from Gauteng is represented by number 12, Mrs. Geriatrics. She'll be obviously having a first start at Scottsville against the Winter Cloud, who's had a run there and a winner of a Group 3. So I'll just go 10 and 12 in that leg. In race number 6, now, while Lucky Lad is possibly the horse that will set the standard, the way and the manner in which he won the nursery up in Gauteng, I'm going to go with some cover here and include 5 runners in the numerical order. Number 4, Red Bomber. Number 5, Outlaw King. Number 8, which is Egyptian Mao. Number 9, Cliffhanger. And number 11, Lucky Lad. So we're going 4, 5, 8, 9, and 11 in that second leg of the jackpot. Then I mentioned that Princess Kella has just got one other horse that could possibly threaten at the weights, because she's the closest with regards to a rating, and of course the best weighted column, and that's Desert Miracle. So we'll go 1 and 10 there in leg number 3 of that jackpot. And in that final race of that jackpot, I really am confident about number 14, Give Me a Prince. But if I think there's one horse that could possibly threaten and maybe even beat number 14, Give Me a Prince, it is the obvious number 13, Rio Carrari. So in that leg, we'll just go 13 and 14. Just to read out that jackpot, 10 and 12 by 4, 5, 8, 9, and 11, by 1 and 10, by 13 and 14. And it is a very inexpensive spend. 2 times 5 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 20 times 2, that will cost you 40 Rand. And that's a wrap, guys, of this weekend's Trackside, where we concentrated on our Scottsville race meeting. All the best to everybody involved in that race meeting. You know, it's my hometown, and it's always a great vibe on course. It's well supported, and it's a fantastic race meeting with those jackpot of Group 1 sprints. Well, you have a blast, you make a huge profit, and hopefully it turns out to be a very successful day for you. On behalf of World Sports Betting, thanks to all the punters, but more importantly and more especially, thanks to you, the valued customer. Until next week, you take care. Salani, guys.